Angels Care Home Health, serving Hayes and the surrounding areas, is a Medicare certified home health agency providing quality skilled nursing and restorative therapy services to patients in their homes.
I would recommend Angel Care to anybody. They have really helped me regain my strength.
Angels Care is there to help 24 hours a day, and all services are covered 100% by Medicare for patients who are eligible. Angels Care Home Health. We serve patients.
I couldn't have survived this without Angels Care.
Eagle Community Television presents Community Connection with your host, Mike Cooper.
Hello and welcome again to Community Connection from Eagle Community Television. Thanks for watching, and thanks to our producer, Jeff Durall. We're at the Moss Thorns Gallery in Rarick Hall on the campus of Fort Hays State University, talking with the chair of the Department of Art at Fort Hays State, Leland Powers, once again. And we wanted to catch up with Leland to find out about the art department and some of the things that are going on and coming up for the spring semester at Fort Hays State University. Well, let's start, if we could. We are in the gallery. We're just about to say goodbye to the current exhibit, although Jeff is going to be interspersing some of the displays and some of the critiques, creativeness of the students here. What are we seeing?
Well, this is the exhibition that is staged by the club members, I guess you would call it. We have a chapter of the IIDA, Interior Design Association, and it's a student chapter, and so they pretty much stage this exhibition, which focuses on and showcases interior design activities within the department.
What, now Jeff has set us up here behind one of the exhibits. What's behind us here, Leila?
This would be a backdrop for a little outdoor scene, and so we had kind of an outdoor or camping sort of focus with this exhibition, and so they actually then retained a faculty member, an adjunct faculty member who is a painter, to paint a backdrop of an outdoor scene that has, some dramatic appeal to it.
And the paintings that we see different from basically each of the displays, aren't they?
Yes, yes, and so it's nice when interior design, for instance, in this instance, can also borrow from another discipline that's taught here, i.e. painting.
Mm-hmm. How many years you've been at this?
Well, I am in my 25th year.
And are you still doing some work?
I am, and I have been fortunate enough to have some work in some exhibitions. Never enough to satisfy my wishes, but we keep working as we can.
The works that are displayed really from the Department of Art at Fort Hays State have gone at least nationwide, if not worldwide, Leland.
Yes, we've had some successful students who've gone on. Chris Cooksey is probably the most famous person who is currently working and getting notice on both coasts and selling to some rather big name collectors, and so we're very, very proud of him, as well as many others that we've put out across there. We have faculty members who are exhibiting across the land. I'm very proud to be working with them, and they are what I think give that distinctive quality to the Fort Hays art and design experience, because we don't have a big fancy name to our university, and yet we think that this program really compares with some programs at some very large and prestigious institutions.
Something that this university does have, though, is professors, chairs of departments in the classroom, one-on-one with students,
Correct.
Teaching.
Yes, yes, and we think that the kinds of interactions that students get one-on-one with the faculty members here, because of our size, and also the commitment that the department has to that kind of interactions with students. And we think it produces very good student outcomes. And of course, in education now, that is really the language that is used. Higher or more positive student outcomes and more of them. And we, of course, strive to get more each and every year.
Lee, you've mentioned that people like Chris Cooksey, Linda Ganstrom, some of those
Sure.
Who exhibit professionally, if you will, and also sell works. What's the outcome of students? What do many of the students want to achieve with a degree in art at Fort Hays State University?
We often tell them as we recruit them that, you know, we want them to be able to leave here into productive careers and fulfilling careers. We do not expect each one of them to become an independently wealthy artist based on their education here or an experience here. We want to always leave the door open for that to happen, of course, but they go into teaching, a very rewarding profession in terms of fulfillment. It may not make you wealthy, but you know, artists who are teachers or working in other jobs also are producing artists in their own right who can show their work and sell their work. So the avenues out there for employment are very good in the design and art field, and they can then go on, if they want, to graduate school. Lots of avenues for them, and especially, like for instance, in interior design, there's a ready job market. Every graduate, there's a job waiting for. Graphic design, and that's going to be the next exhibition in here, is our graphic design group. There's a job out there for every one of them, and of course we have a great connection to a design firm in Chicago, a giant in the industry, that comes and recruits our students because they believe in the quality of the student and graduate that we produce in our graphic design program. So we are very proud of that program, and those students go off to Chicago and points beyond in that field, and they get a great jump start.
And some of it, I think, Lee, has to be just for the sheer enjoyment of painting or drawing or ceramics or sculpting or whatever it may be.
Yes, of course. We think that, selfishly, we think that what we do is great and wonderful and fulfilling, and we just feel like that whole creative act is something that really adds to the human experience. And of course there are pursuits in other disciplines and other areas of study that have their own intrinsic built-in values, and we're happy for every successful person out there. We just happen to be in a field that we experience that.
We should mention the Moss Thorns Gallery is open most times when the campus is open for folks to come in. It's a public art facility.
It is. It's available daily through the week, 5 days a week from 8 to 4, and we certainly encourage people to come in. We advertise our exhibitions, maybe not overly so, but we get them out a lot through the Hays Arts Council, and they're a great partner downtown and a great public resource. We're very fortunate to have the community of Hays and its resources and its population that comes out to gallery walks and supports this whole effort and enjoy interacting, with the art as they come out. And of course, we always want more.
Well, as Brenda Mader always promotes the art walk, the spring art walk coming up, as she always promotes that, she always mentions Moss Thorns Gallery, and be sure and stop in because there's always something new and different.
She is a great partner. That organization is a great partner in arts and a wonderful resource, of course, being the oldest arts council in the state of Kansas. Hays, as an arts community, is a bit of a hidden gem because we were doing art walks before they became popular in places like Wichita. And so we think that Hays is a leader, even though it's not a big community.
Speaking of advertising, along Interstate 70 is the billboard which is promoting the art department. Talk a little about that. This, I guess, is kind of a depiction of that billboard, right?
Yes, and we decided that we wanted to adopt a little bit more of a public face in terms of representing our department and maybe reminding folks who are driving along the highway, I-70, that the art department is here and we want people to know about it. So we made the move to get out into that advertising, if you will, arena, and let's hope that it affords us a few more viewers.
Well, it's obviously the old situation of tooting your own horn because nobody else is going to.
Fair enough, fair enough.
I need to ask the question, Professor, that Jeff Durall, our producer, asked when he came in. How do you know what's art, what's good art, what's good and what's bad? So give us the lecture, Professor. We're ready.
My goodness. Well, that is a subject that'll continue to be debated. It'll continue to be researched as long as people engage in producing artwork. And I think that, you know, artwork serves as an expression. It serves as a communication vehicle, and expressions of all kinds in many different manners and media. And I think that's what makes it such a fascinating field, is that so many things can be done that are unique, and each new piece and each new time is unique. And so that leads complexity and interest and depth and breadth to this whole enterprise of making art. And we leave it to those who come after us to make those severe judgments about what's good and bad.
But as we look here at the Moss Thorns Gallery, Lee, each piece, each display, each exhibit really touches an emotion of some type, whether it's playing music or whether it's any of the other forms of art that we enjoy. It really goes to the emotions, doesn't it?
It does, and it all touches humanity. And that's why people respond to art, because it really is an expression of another human being, about other human beings or the human condition or some other of the millions of subjects out there. And so that connection of humanity is what really makes art appropriate for humanity.
What about the new digital age now, the new technology that's coming on? How does that integrate with the actual physical exhibits that we're seeing here, Lee?
Well, it's certainly bringing new ways of both producing as well as reacting to imagery. And I guess we would say that our enterprise is visual art, as well as, you know, it's tactile too, but it's mostly visual art. It's another tool. And so we are quick to counsel our students that, you know, the software is not, it's not going to make the decision. It's a tool. Your mind is going to make the decision. And I think one of the things, and I mentioned graphic design as an example, that makes that program so effective is that they really have their graduates leave here with the ability to think conceptually and to be able to do graphic design effectively, whether they're at a computer keyboard or producing it by hand. And so we still believe that each individual is the decision maker as well as the producer, and that digital technology is another tool.
We're going to be spending another community connection with the painting instructor, Joel Dugan. Tell us about, in our final minute, about Joel.
Well, he's come to us to become our painting instructor and professor, and he's in his 4th year, and time goes by quickly. He's doing great things. The students are producing very good work. Incidentally, they are also using some iPads and digital technology in that old-fashioned craft of painting. So, and you know, it's amazing all of these developments and connections that happen in terms of what's available to the artist. Only should empower the artist to do more and to be better.
Leland Powers from the Moss Thorns Gallery, open once again, Lee?
And daily during the week from 8 to 4.
And you're invited to see the exhibits on display. The Moss Thorns Gallery and Leland Powers, the chairman of the Department of Art at Fort Hays State University. Our community connection. Thanks for watching.
Angels Care Home Health, serving Hayes and the surrounding areas, is a Medicare certified home health agency providing quality skilled nursing and restorative therapy services to patients in their homes.
There's not any words to describe their kindness.
Angels Care is there to help 24 hours a day, and all services are covered 100% by Medicare for patients who are eligible. Angels Care Home Health. We serve patients.
They saved my life.